going? Welcome back to another episode of Heart of Gratitude. I am Bethany Jordan.
I'm Serena. Wow, we remember.
I know, right?
Yes,
Look
for
at us. We are thriving. Oh my goodness. Yes, it has been a morning.
Yeah.
I am barely awake, but we're here and
here.
we're happy to be here.
Yes.
I had a question. Oh, okay. What is something that when you aren't feeling at your best instantly changes your mood? Like, it could be like a person or food or like something that instantly you're in such a bad mood and it just instantly switches. Like it instantly lifts your spirits.
It's tied between a trip to the bookstore and just having like quality time with people.
Yeah.
So both are excellent.
No, yeah, that's the books are definitely up there. Like
Yeah.
getting lost in a book when
Yes.
you're like not having it in this real world.
Yeah.
You kind of are
For
just
sure.
like, I don't know like how I'm feeling right now. Let me get lost in another like world entirely, That's definitely up there. Okay, mine might be weird, but a good bowl of mac and cheese.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, that's
tier,
such
top three.
comforting. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Or Oreos.
Ooh.
Those are like my two comfort foods.
Yeah.
Oreos are so good. I haven't had an Oreo in like forever.
What?
I know. I need to get an Oreo. Maybe today. No, I have to be good. But yeah, I haven't had an Oreo in a while. But like if I'm thinking comfort food,
Yeah.
it's gonna be mac and cheese or Oreos. That's go to.
Where's your favorite mac and cheese from?
Oh, my mom's. Hello.
Nice.
Yeah. No, yeah. Homemade mac and cheese, especially how my mom makes it. My mom makes really good mac and cheese. So.
I'll come over.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh, we'll have to have a night. I'll have to tell my mom and be like, Serena's coming over. Gotta have your mac and cheese.
My favorite mac and cheese is from Panera.
Oh, okay.
Theirs is just really good, and I think it's because we always had like the Kraft box mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And I never was like, that doesn't look good. Like I don't want that. So I never had it growing
No,
up.
thank you.
I only really had mac and cheese, probably from Panera.
Mm-hmm.
Or my dad would like make like a baked one, but he would always add like ham or
Okay,
like, another
okay.
meat to it.
My dad would add like hot dogs and vegetables, and it's
What?
just like me as a child. It's just like I don't want this, sir. I want just mac and
Just
cheese.
plain mac
Just
and cheese.
give me mac and cheese. But he would always put like hot dog or like some kind of extra ingredient. But it's like now as I'm older, it's just like sometimes mac and cheese with like the ham and whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's nice, but like nothing beats just a nice bowl of mac and cheese. And then I just douse it with hot sauce because that's just I
I'm
have
a barbecue
to have.
sauce girly. I'll do
Really?
barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not the hugest fan. Like it's weird. I have to be like in the mood for barbecue.
Okay.
It's very like here and there for me. That's the same thing with buffalo sauce. Buffalo
Yes,
sauce is
I agree.
very here or there for me.
I agree.
And it's like some days I'm like, ooh, this is very good, and then other days it's like, I'm not feeling it. It's never that like I'd eat it and not enjoy it, but nothing beats like I'm like very into this. I don't even know the name of it. This specific hot sauce. It's like the best.
Ooh.
Yeah, I brought it up. I don't know the name of it. I can't remember. It's green.
Okay.
It's green, guys.
Okay.
It's a green hot sauce. That's very good. But yeah, what are we talking about today?
Encouragement. Verses that will encourage.
Verses that will encourage. Yeah. So.
Go ahead. I'm not starting this one.
So here's the thing, guys. I talk a lot. And I always feel so bad. So today I was like, let me give her the space to talk.
And I have no notes. Perfect.
I love how I chose today to actually think about how much I talk. But yeah, I talk a lot. So I'm aware. Oh, and count how many times I say in a podcast episode.
Little tag marks.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe at the bottom of the episode we'll be like, how many times did Bethany say, you know?
And then just comment it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, whoever takes the time to actually count that. Oh my goodness. I was listening and I was just like, you know, yeah, you know? And I'm like, goodness gracious, Bethany, shut up. I'm like, I can't listen to you anymore. So I applaud you people for being able to listen to me. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah, we're talking about Christian encouragement. And I also kind of put like Christian friendship because I feel like a huge part of Christian friendship, you know, is encouraging one another as well. And the first verse I wanted to like jump off this conversation with is 1 Thessalonians 5:11, where it says, therefore, encourage one another and build up one another, just as you are doing. Mm-hmm. So it's not even something that like if we're feeling up to it, like, no, we're told we should be encouraging one another. We're all in the same like boat, you know? And sometimes it's hard to like, and it's like, it's like that one day I texted you where it's just like, what do you want to talk about? It's just like, let's talk about like encouragement, because like that morning I was just there was something about that day where I don't know what it was exactly, but it's just like I needed that little bit of just like encouragement to get through, where I can probably safely assume everybody has had that kind of morning, Christian or not, you know, where you kind of just feel very down, very blah, and not enthusiastic isn't the word I'm thinking of, but you know, not like, yeah, let's start our day, like let's go. And I know that's not going to be every day, but sometimes it just hits you, and it's hard to get out of that funk.
Yeah, it's like a defeatist mindset. Like you're already waking up and you're like, today's going to be a day. Like, and it's hard, I think, to switch that mindset, which is why I think it's important. I'm talking way too fast. That's why I think it's important for us to have these kinds of verses as like armor. Almost. I'm trying to think of a better word for it, but to have them as a defense when we have days like this where we're like, oh, we're tired, like don't want to go through the day, and we can just think back to these verses, and that alone can start to give us the strength to get through the day to day.
Absolutely. It's funny because in my phone, I have a notes app, and I have the little widget saved on my screen, and I open it up, and it's like a note that I started writing every verse that like has impacted me.
Oh, wow.
When I do like a study, or if I read whatever, even if it's like the smallest verse, if it has impacted me in any way or really shown me something important, I'll write down that verse so I don't forget it. So it's like if I'm ever feeling a certain way, I can open that app and just read to myself all of these verses that, you know, has lifted my spirits, or has, you know, shown me things that I need to constantly be hearing. And the first verse on it is John 8:11, where it's like, neither do I condemn you, go and from now on sin no more. So that is one encouraging, and also there's a command in that as well, where it's just like, this is when Jesus was telling the people like, oh, you without sin to throw the first stone. And all of them walked away, because obviously we're all sinners, and the only person who can throw that stone is Jesus, yet he did it, you know? And so to open up, and that's like the first thing on my screen, where it's like, neither do I condemn you, so go and sin no more. So if Jesus, who was without sin, did not condemn the person with sin, it's just like, that is so encouraging to me, that I deserved that condemnation, yet he said, no, neither do I condemn you, go and sin no more. So it's just like, thank you, Jesus, for, you know, not condemning me the way I should be. And now it's just like, okay, and now because of that, let me follow, let me go through. And so, I mean, that was just like the first verse here that kind of started this whole note for me, but I have so many verses that when I read, it just kind of, you know, encourages me. Like the last one I have is John 16:22, and it's like the second part of it, and no one will take your joy from you. And it's I open this up, when I'm kind of needing that little bit of extra,
the push.
That push where it's just like, let's not forget where our joy and encouragement comes from, where we can find, what we're lacking in that moment. Which, yes, is, I was going to say super important, but that's another thing I always say. I am trying, guys. After listening to myself for 9 episodes now, I refuse. Oh, goodness gracious. But so therefore encourage one another and build one up, just as you are doing. So we are to be there for one another and to encourage one another and reach out when you're feeling certain ways, we've said it. I said, we've said it so often in this, we're not meant to do this alone. We're meant to be here for one another. So it's important to encourage, to push each other along and to be honest when you need that encouragement and that prayer. So like that other day where it's just like I'm working and I'm just like I can't get over this. Like I can't. So when you were just like, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, let's talk about encouragement, because right now your girl needs some encouragement. I just need to get out of this funk, and it's often like, I stop and I pray like, Lord, I am feeling this way right now. I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but please let me just focus on you more and, your mercies, your grace, and what you have given me, and change this mood. Like, take it away. Like, I'm giving it over to you because I don't want to feel this way anymore,
Right. I think of the verse in Proverbs as iron sharpens iron, just as one man sharpens another.
Yeah.
Woman. But at the same time, sometimes you don't even know what your friends are going through. So it's important, like you said, to reach out and just check in and be like, hey, like, how's it going? Just open up, those open-ended questions, so that way you can start a conversation and then sharpen the other person, build them up,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sharpening each other. We're supposed to be there to kind of, like we've said in another episode, like spur each other on. Mm-hmm. Like, we're supposed to keep each other accountable and be able to be there for one another. So I have a couple of verses that I wrote down that really are, other than, that is one of the verses, okay, that really I find to be super encouraging. And the first one I wrote down is John 16:33. And it says, I have said these things to you that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So, I mean, I don't even have to start that verse again. The ending, I have overcome the world. There is such encouragement in just that one part alone, where it's, you see what's going on in the world, or you see what may be going on in your life, and it may not be going exactly what you plan it, but he has already overcome the world. He has a plan for you, and he has a great work that he will complete in you. And so anytime I'm feeling down, it's just like, I have to remind myself of this. God has overcome. He will provide. He will, finish his promises. He will complete it. And, it says that in me you may have peace. And there's this verse in Matthew. I'm forgetting the verse now. I should have written it down. But it basically repeats the same thing, where it's just like, only in Jesus are you going to find that peace. So come to him, You can't find it. And it says in this verse, in the world you will have tribulations. But take heart, I have overcome the world. So he is greater than the world. So anytime you're feeling kind of like, ugh, it's just like, I think of those verses where it's just like, no, he has me. There is no need for me to be stressing or anxious, or, I mean, that whole passage in Matthew 6, like 20 something, where it's just talking about, it's like he takes care of like the birds, kind of thing. How much more will then he take care of you?
Right.
That I paraphrased that, but that's another very encouraging. Like, he takes care of, like, even the dew on the grass. It talks about like every morning there's dew on the grass. You know, he takes care of the birds. They don't stress about
Right.
where they're gonna find their next meal. God will provide, and God will take care of them. So it's just like, why are we gonna sit here stress about things? Why are we gonna sit here and worry about tomorrow when we should be focusing on today? Yeah, so that was one of the first verses, and then the second one, which is in the same chapter, which is actually a little bit before, but I wrote it after, is the one I read earlier, and no one will take your joy from you. So it's just like, once you're in God's hand, no one can take that away.
Yeah.
You know, don't let anybody or anything just take away that joy that you have, because it's not important. You know, it's some, I mean, I say that lightly because there are super important like situations that we have to give our time and energy to, but there's no need to worry.
Yeah.
Because it's already, you know, it's
already taken care of.
It's already taken care of.
A big verse for me, especially October, November, December of last year, because I felt like it was just one thing after the next in this downward spiral into a hole of like gloom and doom.
Yeah.
Was be anxious for nothing, but with prayer and supplication let your thanksgiving, there's a different word there depending on a version, be made known to God. And I think of that when we think of joy and peace, because we just let our, talk to God. Like literally, like even if it's 2 seconds, while you're in the middle of something like you did at work, you're like, just take this mood from me. And just be thankful for everything else that you have going on, because in the grand scheme of things, the little things that we're stressing over, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. Maybe not in our timing, but it's because if it's not in our timing, God has a different
timing, and He has a better plan. There's one thing that's become very big where people will kind of wake up and they'll like manifest, or they'll speak like these like truths to themselves, where it's just like, I am great, I am beautiful, like I am strong, like you know, kind of trying to encourage themselves. But it's funny because I'm thinking of that, and it's almost like that isn't really how we should be looking at it. And how I should be looking at it is, because of Christ in me, I am this. Because of God, I can do this. And so much in, that kind of mindset is people talking about how great they are and trying to boast themselves, to kind of make them look better to themselves or whoever. But our mindset should be, because of Christ, I am this. Because of God in me, I can go out and do this. And it should always be Christ at the center of it all. And instead of looking at yourself and being like, I'm thinking of a song which I'm not going to sing because it's not, the lyrics aren't exactly kosher, but it's just like going off and like, I am this, like I'm great, I'm this. And it's just like, but no, it's Christ in me that is great. It's not me, myself. And so instead of waking up in the morning and listing off all these things like, I'm going to do great today because I am this and I am that, it's just like, Lord, please help me to see you through it all. Please help me to be who you call me to be, because it's only through you and only by you that I can go out and do X, Y, and Z kind of thing. And I feel like, today people try to find encouragement in themselves or in what other people can say who they are. But our encouragement is solely found in who Christ says we are.
Absolutely.
And I was thinking of that.
I have to snap for that because I've been seeing, again, all over social media, and I think this whole movement started probably, I would say like 2019, 2020. And it's kind of spurring up again. Where people have this wealth mindset or abundance mindset, and it's, I am wealthy, I am strong, I am confident. And like you said, we have to find those things through Christ first. And they will be reflected in us because we, like we talked about last week, are a mirror of Scripture. And that is where we need to find our joy. And I've actually been writing in my planner those kinds of statements, but you have to start with Christ. You have to start with God first, because God created us, and because of God,
Yeah.
We are these things.
Yeah, he dwells, like the Holy Spirit dwells within us.
Yeah.
And it's because of that we're able to, move forward. We're able to have a clear mind and understand that it's through him that we can, do anything. And it's just like, what's the very popular verse? Why am I forgetting it now? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's exactly it, where it's just like, it's not me. I'm not looking at myself and being like, oh, I'm making this money. Oh, I'm doing this and oh, I'm doing that. No, God has blessed me with that.
Yeah.
God has given me the ability to work. God has given me these, opportunities. And it's through him and only by him that I am able to, continue or do a good job, And that focus has to be always turned around towards him. He tells us, do everything to his glory. And that could be just the tiniest thing.
Yeah.
Even if it's just, like, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Like going out with friends. Like, think about how you can be going out, glorifying Christ. Or working, glorifying Christ. It always should be the first thing that outpours out of us. And so when it comes to encouragement, that is the same thing. It's only through Christ and only because of him that we're able to find that true peace and that true encouragement. And we say that a lot on this episode. Like, true joy and true peace and true love is found in him, but it can't be stated enough, I feel. I have seen how it is without him. Like, we all have a point where, there's that point of salvation where it's just like that 180. So it's like you see before Christ, and the second he saves you and opens your eyes, you see how it is with him. And it's just like, I would never want to go back. There is no way like I would ever turn around and be like, nah, I think that's better, because it just, it's not. It can't be. And anyone who kind of is just like not seeing it is just like, I promise, just like, it's so much better on this side of things, Next verse I have here is Philippians 1:6. And I am sure that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ. So we've already touched on this right now, but it's worth repeating that verse for sure. There's no need to worry.
Yeah.
He's got it. Anytime we're feeling down, he's got it. Give it over to him. Then I have Isaiah 41:10.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, this one's a good one.
Yeah.
This one's a good one. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. So first he says, fear not. And then he goes, I am with you. Be not dismayed. I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you. And it's just like one after the other, where it's just like, I got you.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Just give it over, because I will be there to help you. I will be there to take you through anything you might be going. And fear not. We've talked about that too so many times, where it's just like, there's no need to fear. There's no need to be anxious, and there's no need to worry, because he tells us over and over and over again. It's just like in my Bible, I have the book, I am with you. I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you. And it's statements. It's not like we've said before, like it's not, I might do this for you, like if you're good, I'll do it for you. Right. No matter what we do, he will do it. And
those I am statements, keep kicking the table. Those I am statements coming from God and coming from Jesus in the New Testament make our silly little I am statements look like nothing.
Right?
Absolutely nothing. And that's something that in our stubborn brain, because I know we live in a world where it's, I need things done now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be stubborn until I get what I want, when I want it. And even as Christians, I know, like, I fall into this mindset a lot, where I'm like, something's not working for me. Like, right now it's my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm like, that's not working for me. I need to do something about that, and I need to figure it out, and I need something new. And I'm like,
it's my
no.
money and I want it now.
Right. No, literally, I will literally march to Apple today. I have no shame. But at the end of the day, what I think about is, no, like, I need to chill.
Yeah.
I tell myself that all the time. Like, my phone's over yonder somewhere. But my screensaver, and I think it's going to be this all year long, is going to be slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And remember that God is in the middle of all of it, and he needs to be in the center of all of it. And I need to use that as an encouragement for whoever needs it. Yeah. We're stubborn, and we always have these I am and I will statements, but we literally see from God. He says it in the Old Testament, it happens in the New Testament. He says it from the beginning of time.
It happens.
It happens.
He promises.
Yes.
He completes it.
Yes.
And, you know, it's nothing compared to our I am statements that these people are making today, because it's just like, we don't follow through so often. We don't, you know, but he says it and it happens. And it's just like, we're left here like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, I said it. Why are you shocked? I told you.
I picture, like, God watching over us and just, like, laughing.
Oh my goodness, so often. Yeah, just being like,
come on.
Oh, ye of little faith, you know? It's just like, I said I got you. Yes. Why are you worrying? Yes. Why are you being anxious? Oh, man. That's so true, but it just gets all of us. It's just like, it's so hard to get out of it.
Yeah. Because
it is a mindset that's just like, it's a lack of faith too. We let ourselves work into this, oh my goodness, I have to get myself out of this, when it's just like, no, take a minute. Mm-hmm. You know, it's all right. I mean, there's certain situations that need action.
Right, sure.
We can't just sit back and be lazy, you know? But there needs to be that faith and that trust that whatever God says and whatever God promises, he will be there to do it. You know, he says, I will help you. So, okay, I'm going to give over this situation that I'm stressing about. Pray about it. I absolutely pray about it, you know, and just be like, Lord, I'm giving this situation over to you. I am feeling this way. I am, you know, not sure where to move here, and I'm going to give it over to you. Please guide me in the way you want me to go. And, you know, it's getting those answers. It's so rewarding.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the proper word I want to say, but
it's also like gratifying. Like, you feel a sense of relief. Mm-hmm. When you do get those answers.
Yeah. Well, like we were saying before, was the thing that I was praying about, and it almost consumed my mind. And I didn't know what direction I needed to go. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take this step. I'm just going to do this. And Lord, if this is what you want for me, like every night I was just feeling very anxious. So every night I was just praying about the situation. And it's just like, I want to get out of this, but I don't know how to get out of this. I'm going to try this, but I don't know if this is what you want from me. And it's just, you get into these situations where it's like, Lord, what do you want? What do you want? Where do you want me to go? I'm feeling this way here, but I don't know if this is the way you want me to go. But I was just like, Lord, I'm going to give it over to you, and I'm going to really just, you know, I'm going to go for this, and please guide me in that. After going for that, the clearest answer to prayer. I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The clearest answer to prayer, where I left and I'm just like, oh, thank you, God. Mm-hmm. You know, it changed my attitude toward the first position I was in, and it helped me, you know, it gave me more, it almost grew me closer to Christ and to God, you know, because it's just like, you answered that. You know, I see you worked in that. I see your hand in that. And it was very encouraging and very, okay, I can trust. I can really, I'm not saying that I was putting God to the test. Like, I don't want it to sound like that. But getting that answer was very, oh, thank you. You have me. Like, thank you for answered prayers. sometimes it doesn't come as quick, you know. Sometimes the answered prayer, it takes a while. You know, you see in some of I bring up Habakkuk a lot. My mom brought that up today.
So funny.
She was like, yeah, you brought up Habakkuk, and you're like, I love Habakkuk. And I'm like, honestly, I never thought I'd say that, but I read it, and I really thought it resonated, like it was such a great book. But like you see in the beginning, the way Habakkuk prays, he's almost like, Lord, where are you? But he continues to pray.
Yeah.
And he continues to come before God, and then God answers him. It's not the answer he wanted, but eventually through the book of Habakkuk, he sees that, you know, God has a plan. God will, you know, keep his people and all of that. But in the beginning, he's like praying, and it almost seems like, whoa, he's praying to God like that. But it's just like, no, he continued to come before God, and God answered him. Yeah. So it's just like, that's how we need to be as well. Like, no matter what the situation, if it's something that's really weighing on our soul, on our heart, pray, continue to pray, and don't think that he's not listening or he's not going to answer. It might not be what you want to hear, but he's still there listening, you know? Just don't stop.
Yep.
So
I have nothing else to add.
Oh, I have two more verses
okay,
then.
Cool.
This is Romans 8:26. Likewise.
I'm gonna say that every single
You're
one.
like, yes.
26, 27, 28 were my jam for the longest time.
So it says, likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness, for we do not know what to pray for as we ought.
Yep.
But the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. This is one of my favorite verses, because just the ending. But the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And I have a quote from Charles Spurgeon where it says, groans that words cannot express are often prayers that God cannot refuse. It's just like coming to God with, like, you don't even have the words, but he hears that.
Yeah.
And he intercedes.
I think we meant to reference this verse in
before
an old episode.
Yes.
And we couldn't figure it out.
But here it is, guys.
That's amazing.
It's just, sometimes it's just like you're there like, I don't know what way to go. I don't know what to pray. Just take it.
Yeah.
Take it from me, please. And just show me the path you want for me. The most encouraging verse I think I've read.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a bunch of encouraging.
Many.
There's so many. I can't count how many. But it's just like, again, God proving that he has us. You know, even down to not knowing what to pray for. He sees our hearts.
Yeah.
He knows us, and he is there to intercede for us, and it's just such an encouraging. It's encouraging to know that, and he continuously over and over and over again tells us this, where it's just like I would give up after having to tell someone like 4 times, and that's generous, you know.
Yeah.
But he tells us throughout Scripture, I will be there. Do not worry. Do not fear. I am with you. I will be there to intercede. And he continuously tells us this, and does not lose patience with us. And that's where it's just like, wow, I would have been like, bro, if you haven't figured it out by now, like, come on.
Smack my hand on the table. Let's go.
Like, come on, man. And it's just like, sometimes I say that to myself, where it's just like, you literally just read about this. You literally just talked about this. Why are you doing that? Like, why? And it's just like, if I don't have patience with myself, like, man, Lord, you have patience with me where I don't even have patience with myself. Yeah. Like, oh, that's so amazing. And I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, they're all great, but this one in particular, I was like, yes.
Yeah. And that was my last verse. Just, it's encouraging to know that we have a God who continues to stay by us, even when we fall away.
Yeah. And this
You
is his
know?
form of encouragement to us.
Yeah.
Now we need to take that and show.
Yeah.
Put it out there.
He has made a way. He has given us all the answers, and you know, he has laid it out step by step.
Yep.
You know, he says, I will do all the heavy lifting. I will take the burdens.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to carry the burdens. And it's just like so often we find ourselves carrying all those burdens where he's like, hello, I said I'd take them. Follow me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Obey me. I got you. I will continue to carry you through. And so those are verses that I need to constantly be reminding myself,
Yeah.
especially in days where it's just like I wake up and I'm just like, oh Lord, this is hard today. It's like I can't even pinpoint why, and it's just like I'm trying to go through and rack my brain about why am I not feeling encouraged? Why am I not feeling, you know, like motivated or in any way? And so, one, it's important that we are here for one another to encourage and to kind of pray for one another and intercede in a way where if I can't exactly, like we're here to spur each other on, like
Right,
I said
of
in the
course.
beginning. And then also where it's just like Christ has it.
Mm-hmm.
He has it. That
Yeah.
should be all the encouragement you
Yeah,
need, you
yeah.
know? And we need to be reminding each other of that. Hey, God has you, you
Mhm.
know? God has a plan for you. Stop stressing. Don't worry. And it's just like, I need to hear that like every day,
Yeah.
every morning. So it's just like, I wake up and it's just like, okay, Lord, you have me.
Yeah.
It's like, you promised me this. Let me be able to be patient. Let me be able to just wait on your time. You know? So.
Yeah, I hope this encouraged you guys that are watching and listening throughout
Yep.
your week or weeks, whenever you're listening
Whenever
to
you
this.
listen. We are thankful for every listener.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This was a fun one.
Yeah, I like this one. I love a good conversation.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Thanks for being here, guys.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Oh, hey!
Hi.
You did good. You did good.
You want to come say hi to the podcast?
Okay.
Do you want to be on camera?
Come here. No? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You need the chair? Nice.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna come up here.
Oh, yeah.
And who's gonna make it? Where's the game?
Who's gonna, I don't know. You're gonna win, I guess.
I think you're gonna win.
Hey,
You think I'm gonna win?
maybe we can finish this and then we'll play with you real quick? Okay.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
think you can be quiet?
You're gonna win.
You're gonna win. I know it. I just know it. You're battling against yourself. I think you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Where is the? Oh, it's the.
There it
Hey
is.
guys. I can wait for you.
Okay,
Okay.
you can wait for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's chair?
You're just gonna sit there. So,
You want a piece? I cut a piece for you.
Yay.
You gotta smell me first. Come on.
No thanks.
no thanks.
Well, I'm gonna eat it myself then.
Okay.
Look, this is for you.
For me? Yay.
Aw.
Give
I
me.
want to squeeze him. All right. Do you think you could catch a bubble and be quiet for 2 seconds? No.
Gotta roll with the punches. Roll with it.
You're really food.
Hey, how about give us 5 minutes and then you can come back and play.
What?
5 minutes. Go hang out with Justin, and then we'll let you back in and you can play. Go ahead. Go hang out with Justin for 5 minutes, and then you can come back inside.
Oh, you go ahead and leave.
What?
You go ahead and leave, yeah.
Have apple?
You have to come out here.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Safe.
See you, kid.